Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of this Impact Wrestling TEW 2020 save. Um, this is episode 18. Hopefully I'm going to get a couple episodes recorded now. That being this episode, Turning Point, the pay-per-view, and then the post-show sort of booking breakdown and where we're looking to go for the month. I think the show so far looks decent. Didn't really have an idea thoroughly where I was going with it, but once you get in, you got booking. I think we've ended up with a pretty good show. 116 minutes, 18 segments, and also I've actually got a lot to discuss when it comes to the booking breakdown video, so hopefully you guys look forward to that one. Let's just get into this episode then. So here's the usual Josh Matthews, Don Callis intro, the same intro that runs at the start of every show. Most shows do that. They just talk about, EC3 and Eddie Edwards and the tag team title scene at the minute. 41, good job. The guys do good on mic, and we usually get sort of around this, and that's where we want to start off. Then we are pitching a big main event tonight. A bit of a cliche of putting two rivals together in the same tag team match, but I think this is more interesting because it's, the faces don't like each other and the heels don't like each other, which again is maybe a bit of a cliche as well, but I think it's an interesting combination anyway, and it'll hopefully get a big score. 50, a really good match actually, didn't expect that. Heath rolls up Ethan Page after a smash hit, as Heath gets a 49 in ring and a 46 for Ethan Page, a 50 rating. That's a really good rating. And that's, hopefully the rest of the card is sort of hitting around that. I know not all my matches will, but hopefully sort of this and the main event hit around that or a wee bit higher. And we're solid. After the match, Heath and Rhino don't even get a chance to celebrate. They begin to celebrate, they maybe have the big hug. And then bam, Alexander and Ethan Page get their own back and lay out Heath and Rhino. Of course, building to a big tag team match. As you know, the North aren't in the title picture at the minute, so we're trying to use them to bring other guys up and strengthen our tag division even more. Then Chris Bay is backstage, seen warming up with the Desi Hit Squad. You can see, not pleased at all. Can't believe he's somehow in 6-man tag team action with Rohit and Raj Singh. Of course, because he's meant to be, teaming with Leo Rush. Not these guys. He got rid of Johnny Swinger so he could step up in the world, and not so we could end up teaming with the Dizzy Hit Squad again. And of course, it's been hard to book Bay this month. Obviously, his story was meant to be so different, but we've adapted on the fly. I think this is a decent output so far, and Gamma Singh is there doing a wee bit of talking, trying to keep Bay calm, and he says that his boys will help him get it done tonight against the Rascals. Which of course they do not, as once again, Trey Miguel gets a pinfall over Chris Bay with the OC Tonic 47 segment rating. I mean, you just gotta look at it. Des and Vince were putting in really good efforts against Chris Bay solo, and they're a level above the Desi Hit Squad. So Trey Miguel is able to get the pin. Raju was off of his game, and if you look at it, Bay's putting in a 56 by the way, which is an incredible rating. We'll have to look at what his stats have actually gotten to at some point, but Trey's not far behind on a 49, and then 46 and 44 for Des and Wentz, with both of the Diddy Hit Squad getting below the 40 mark. But hopefully, I think that'd be a decent match, That the X Division guys put a good pace in, and it sets up for, Trey versus Bay well. And then the last segment involving these guys. Bay loses his cool, but not in the same way that we have Moose or somebody lose their cool. He's just freaking out. He can't believe it. In the last month, his entire, he was trying to go forward, and then he's been dropped back down into the same situation. He's been pinned again by Trey Miguel. Can he actually defend the title at a turning point, or will it be a turning point for the division? Haha. And we'll see a new X Division champion in Trey Miguel. Hype for Eric Young, Rich Swann, just laying out all the things that have happened over the last couple of months with their rivalry, including Swann's injury and big return. Then another great match. Jim Storm gets the pinfall over Eric Young. There is a Rich Swann distraction, so I was interrupted a wee bit there, but hopefully I'll have cut that out for you guys. Yeah, Jim Storm, this is his first win back. You know, Eric Young's getting a bit more than expected from Jim Storm. Tries to leave. Swann comes out, turns him around. Eric Young comes out, hit with a super kick, which I believe is actually called the last shot. The Storm puts in the 53, Eric Young a 47. Not bad. Really good match, and I think the show's picking up again, you know. And then Eric Young finally gives in and gives Rich Swann the match he wants at Turning Point. Now, I haven't actually decided whether or not this will be a whether or not this will be some kind of stipulation match, because spoiler, there's going to probably be a third in this story, and I don't want it to go like up to like some kind of hardcore match and then have to come back down. Like if it's going to be a hardcore match this month, it needs to be able to go up further, I think. So I'm not sure what the stipulation will be for this match, unfortunately. But you know, maybe let me know in the comments down below what do you think, or what do you think I could do for month 3. Then we have a little video package for Sabin and Shelly playing, because obviously Sabin's going to stay, but Shelly will leave. You know, they address the tag team title situation, they address their legacy in Impact, and what it meant to Alex Shelly to be able to come back and have this run. And then we cut into a segment, a 53 in ring. That's really good, actually. As the Guns defeat Dagger and Hernandez, with Shelly getting the last pinfall in his last ever episode of Impact against over Dagger. Unfortunately, obviously, with the Guns leaving, we did have to. I wanted to put them over in the last match, and I was able to get Dagger and Hernandez in there, mixing it up with the tag team champions in what's a really good match. And of course, you know, it does also mean that Dagger and Hernandez are not on that level yet. They're not even on the same level as Heath and Rhino, but we're sort of letting them try and figure the tag team thing out. Dagger got a 41, which is not bad. Shelly and Sabin got 56 and 57 respectively. Thankfully, Sabin got the better result, so maybe we're keeping the better half of the tag team. You never know. And then the Good Brothers come out with Shelly and Sabin, say, look, they respect what they've done for Impact Wrestling, but at Turning Point, the Guns aren't handing them the torch. They're taking the torch from them, and the two teams shake hands, and you know, it's going to be a good, clean match, but Gallows and Anders aren't taking it lightly just because it's some kind of last match for Shelly, and the Guns aren't taking it lightly either. Then we have a contract signing segment with Don Callis showing Deonna Purrazzo and Susie through the contract backstage. You can tell that Deonna Purrazzo is not taking Susie seriously, but it almost frustrates Deonna. There's like this level of her looking past Susie, but with Susie's sort of naivety, or she's not even offended by it, which almost riles Deonna Purrazzo up more, which ends up with her just storming out and being like, you know, I'm the woman around here and you're just a joke in this division. Yeah, sorry, interrupted again there, but 46 is a good segment for them. Hopefully Deonna Purrazzo and Susie can deliver. I think they will be able to. So hopefully they can deliver at Turning Point. 44, Eddie Edwards and Sammy Callihan are butting heads already. They step out of their locker room, the Impact locker room. They're interviewed by Melissa Santos, who sort of says, you know, you two have such a history, such a vast history, how are you going to be able to coexist and get along? And both of them almost immediately go, I'll take the lead, and he stays out of my way, which of course causes them to butt heads again, as they just can't stay out of each other's way. Both men believe that they're just going to take this victory and head on to Turning Point for themselves, which is causing them to immediately butt heads, you know. Eddie wants to lead the team, and so does Sammy, which of course, when they leave sort of quickly, after butting heads. You can tell by Mrs. Santos' face that she's not confident in how this is going to go for them. Would have liked a higher rating, but we can deal with that. And then another 44. Everybody else is in the ring. EC3 makes his way down to the ring, and you can kind of see what the cameras in my head would play it up really well, where you can tell everybody is looking at EC3. Even Moose, everybody is looking at the belt. Because at the end of the day, these are 4 of the best competitors in Impact Wrestling, and each and every one of them wants that title. So the other 3, all their attention, despite them being other stories or this being a tag team match, they're all looking at the World Heavyweight Championship, which I think is just a nice bit of flavour to the big match. And in a 55, a very good match, EC3 pins Eddie Edwards in 16 minutes with a sweet meat sizzler. Generally, I think the idea for this match has to be that as good as Callihan and Eddie are, and as much as Moose and EC3 don't like each other, Eddie Edwards and Sammy Callihan cannot coexist on that level. Their history is a lot deeper, and when it comes to it, EC3 is just calm enough, he's collected enough, he's a thinker, and he's able to get the win for his team with the Sweet Meat Sizzler. Sammy got a 57, 56 for Edwards, 53 for EC3, and 48 for Moose. Hopefully by the pay-per-view, Moose will get up to 50, but we'll just have to wait and see. Then, of course, just EC3 on the ramp, holding the title aloft, with sort of panning, around each man, showing their look of frustration. Even Moose, frustrated that EC3's came out with the glory here. 48, decent way to end the show. And of course, 51 rated show. I think that's one of our better ones. I think it's a good show. Again, apologies for the interruptions and stuff. It's probably not run as smooth as some of the other episodes, but I think it's a great episode. I think Turning Point will be a great show. See you in the next one. Cheers.